All right, guys, one and done day for me on CCL. My watch list today was Workhorse, Dow, CCL, and Plug, but only one trade today on CCL, which is nice. I'm trying to get back to nice clean trading again after a little bit of a slump here. But CCL did gap down on bad news on Norwegian cruise lines. And so in the pre-market, it was pretty flat, trading in a narrow range, but had good volume. So I was watching it, and I usually like trading CCL. Usually trades pretty clean. Right at open, we see nice downward movement, nice downward movement. I wait the first 5 minutes. I'm looking for an entry here, and at the end of the first 5 minute candle, the price is hovering around this 1450 mark. So and I like the volume. I like what I'm seeing. So I go in. My entry was 1455, and I had a real tight stop. So this right here, I kind of viewed as a pivot point, and this was the 1460 level. And I wanted a real tight stop because I was a little iffy on whether or not it was gonna bounce back a little bit and consolidate higher, or if we're gonna push lower. So I had a real tight stop on it. Luckily, it did not get stopped out, and I started partially out. Now, if I could go back, I would have waited longer for this first partial. I took this a little quick. It's just something about the price movement made me want to take profit faster at the beginning of this trade, and I wish I would have been more patient with the first partial right there. But then we see a nice descending triangle. I went ahead and took another partial here just in case, because this bullish volume was starting to we had this big one, then we had a much smaller bearish candle here, and then almost equal bullish. So the volume here was signaling that it was getting a little mixed. It could kind of go either way, but we were forming a nice triangle. So I went ahead and took a partial here, put a little bit more in my pocket, but immediately added because I liked the descending triangle we were getting, but I just wanted to keep more in my pocket just in case. And then we got a little move here, so I started taking more partials because there was a really big ask on the level 2 at 1430. So as we got near that, I wanted to partial, and you can see it hesitated around there for a bit. It did drop below 1430 to like 1426, I think, and that's when I took this partial right here, which is another big ask. Again, hesitating around here. The volume was kind of doing some weird stuff, and took another partial here. And then this is the another area of this trade I could have done better. I added in here. So this is my second ad of the trade. This one was a nice successful ad. This one was a bad ad. It was a bad ad because it was hesitating, and this is too much volume for me to add on. So what I should have waited for was, I don't mind the idea of the ad. I like the idea, but I should have waited for a pullback to a pivot point. So you see right here, kind of a nice pivot point there. Regardless, I gotta wait until the bullish volume goes down before you do an ad. Just for me, that's just my trading style. So if I would have added around here, which it's easy to say in retrospect, but even in real time, this was obviously a place the price might hesitate. And if I had waited till an ad somewhere in here, I could have got 4 or 5 more cents and just put myself in a better position for the ad to be successful. So trade improvements for me would be wait longer on my first partial, and this is just not a good ad. But that was my day. I'll take it. Wish you guys the best in your trading as well.